Hey guys, today I found a new Reddit post from a user named Die Coffee. Says that he's broke and want to get an education. Hey all, I've got less than $100 in my bank account and I work full time. But I know the only way I'm going to be financially stable is if I get a degree in something that is in demand. I'm interested in getting my AA in computer science, and that would take 2 years. But obviously, I wouldn't have the money, so I'm gonna try and apply for a grant or financial aid. But then I will probably need to get a loans, of course. Is it worth it going into debt just to be financially stable? I mean, isn't the debt paid off in small payments monthly that are manageable? To me, it seems worth it if it means that I can afford an apartment. What do you guys think? Thanks. Um, the getting an education part, I think definitely is a good idea. But I think in your particular case, in this particular case, I think the better option is to actually getting a financial education, more so now than getting a computer science degree. Of course, if you want to pursue that, no problem. You can do that, I think, later down the road. But I think based on what I'm hearing, you're looking to be financially stable. That's your goal rather than just becoming a computer scientist. Um, and so, you're working full time, got less than $100 in your bank account. Obviously, that's a big problem, right? And the first thing I would recommend is probably not getting into school, getting a degree, but trying to get your second job first, maybe a third job second, and see if you can actually work actually even more hours. I don't know, maybe you can work more time, more work at your job, and maybe I don't know if there's a way to actually earn an extra income at your job, but maybe I will probably look into doing that first, right? Um, Picking up another shift or something like that. But that's the first things first, and the second thing is if you are getting a second job, I will probably look into getting something that's not hourly based or the time based, but also more so like in a performance based. So like something like a bartender or a server or something like that, something that you can get paid based on the uh, performance rather than just the time, your time being there. The reason I say that is because ultimately at some point when you save up enough income, I think it's a good idea to actually position that and pivot into something, into maybe a full-time commission-based career or job rather than doing this. And the reason I get into all of that and I said all of that is because I wanted to tell you that the only way you're going to be financially stable is not to get a degree in something that's in demand, but rather, getting something that's, getting a skill that is actually in demand. So, again, getting a computer science degree helps because that's actually the skill that having that degree tells the employer that you're skilled enough or knowledge enough to perform the job that is in demand. Not that degree means anything really outside of that, right? So definitely that's not the case. I have a degree, but that was marketing and I'm in sales, but I actually could have gotten this job or the previous, even the previous job, this job or the previous job that I have, without actually a degree. So again, it was sales. So, I had actually almost zero sales experience when I got my other job, and I was there for 7 years. I've gone up in the ranks, position within the company, and then I got this job because I had a sales experience from the previous job, and so again, it's not necessary for you to have a degree. Again, I could have got the other job without a degree and would have done just as much as well without it. Um, so one, I wanted to say that. Two, your reasoning behind getting into a loans or AKA debt just to be financially stable. And my understanding of financial stability is, with the amount of income that's coming in versus how much is going out. After all said and done, you still have a little bit of extra money left, and you have enough cushion to kind of ride you through the ups and downs of that, the difference between the income versus expenses. And the thing is, when you have so much in expenses or income, um, in relation to your income, right? I just don't know if that's actually helping you become more stable. Because getting a degree is one thing, but finding a job after getting the degree is another. Like again, the good example for me is that I actually graduated from a college or university in 2009, and it wasn't the ideal situation, ideal time for me to graduate from school, just because the job opportunity sort of very, very low. So I had a degree from a really pretty good school, but again, it didn't help as much in me landing the job that I was looking for or wanted, with my inability of getting the job and that sort of thing. So but that's different thing. But for you to get into all this debt just to hope that you get in landing a job is a definitely a no, right? And you're based on you saying that, hey, I mean, isn't the debt paid off in small payments monthly that are manageable? To me, it seems is worth it. Well, obviously, we don't know how much it's going to cost for you to get the 2 years, right? The 2 year degree, and how much it will cost you per month in expenses in relation to how much you're hoping to earn above and beyond the difference in what you're making now versus how much is going out. And so it's not always that's not always the case, right? Again, that all goes back to the stability that you have, the financial stability. All of this kind of leads me to say the first thing that you need to do is get into the financial education, by watching videos like mine, some of the other guys. One of the guys is Dave Ramsey, and there's other guys like Grant Cardone and that sort of things. They'll teach you the different things, how they earn the money and how they got at that and that sort of things. And I'm sure you can learn a lot from that. There are a lot of books out there. There are a lot of podcasts out there you can actually watch, listen to, and that sort of things to kind of get your what you're looking for is not something in the computer science field. What you're looking for is something that's in personal finance side. So I would definitely look into the getting an answer on the personal finance side, where you can have more than $100 in your bank account, right? So like, how would you get that? I would definitely look into something like that, where my suggestion again would be to get a second job, third job, something that's pays you not for your time, but for your skill, based on your performance, and so you can get paid more than just the time, and that way you can you have a chance to increase your income. Whereas if you're receiving a certain amount of dollars per hour or per salary, you're pretty much stuck to that unless you're just working a lot of hours. And as you know, there's so many hours you can actually work. And so, definitely by doing that, you can, kind of learn the skill, which, just so you know, sales is a very, very high demand skill. That's why, Mark Cuban, even today, to this day says, if he were to go back to, being 20 again or whatever, if he starts over again, or the one of the skills that he really values is the sales ability, and his ability to sell things, because obviously there's no business without a sales. You can't have a business without any sales. So hope that helps. Hopefully you got something out of this. And if you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you. And please subscribe to the channel. Thanks.